Okay, welcome back. This is CD number 3. How to set and achieve your goal from investing in property. Now, this is all about getting what you want from investing in property. Now, it's very important that you actually have a target that you want to achieve from investing in property. It's very, very, very important. There's no point just saying you want to get into property and you want to earn loads of money. It's not really about. It's about that, and I don't think anyone accidentally gets rich. I think you've always got to have something to strive for, something to see whether you're on the right track, and something that you can really gun after, so that you can measure and plot and see how you are performing at any point in time when you're embarking on any kind of business. You know, as an accountant, we always viewed financial projections. Every company that you saw had a budget. And I'm sure if you work, you know, the business that you work for has probably got a budget that you have to work to and compare yourself to see whether you're performing to budget, ahead of budget, or dare I say it, below budget. So it's very important that you know where you're going. So this CD is about actually how you determine your goal and how you make sure that that goal that you set is the right goal, and it forms the whole basis of what we talk about from now on. So regarding goals, there are 5 things that I think are important when you're setting your goal. Number 1, the goal's got to be achievable. Number 2, it's got to be motivational. Number 3, it's got to be understandable. Number 4, it's got to be memorable. And number 5, it's got to be measurable. So achievable, that's the first one I mentioned. Now, to understand this, you really have to look at the extremes. Now, if you're someone that's got no money and you're looking to build £1 billion portfolio in 3 months, then you'd have to consider that kind of unachievable. Because with the greatest respect, I don't know your strengths and I don't know what you're capable of, but if you turn around and said to me you're going to go from 0 to £1 billion in 3 months, I'd have to say you're crazy. And you'll probably work that out. As day 2, 3, 4, 5 progresses, you're going to see that you're not going to get there that quick. So you don't want to set yourself something that's unachievable, but then in the same sense, you don't want to set yourself something that is too achievable. So if you said you want to have one property, you want to buy one property in 10 years, then that's too achievable. So it's all about getting the balance, making sure that you set your goal that is outside of that comfort zone, but not in the zone of impossibility. So if you, for example, if you was earning £3,000 a month and you was age 30, and you said that you wanted to have a portfolio of 25 properties that are going to give you an income of £3,000 a month after mortgages in a period of 3 years, and you knew you had your weekends to do this, to build this portfolio, you'd have to say to yourself, well, yeah, that's achievable. Now, if you was a really ambitious 30-year-old that earned £3,000 a year and was going to dedicate your evenings and your weekends to achieving your goal, then you could probably push it up to maybe £6,000-7,000. But you have to work within reasonableness. So that's number 1, achievable. Number 2, motivational. That's also linked to achievable, but you know, it's not that only has it got to be achievable. It's got to be something that you want to achieve. Essentially, it's got to inspire you. It's got to motivate you. So, using that previous example, £3,000 a month, if you was earning £3,000 a month and you set yourself a target of earning £3,000 a month within 5 years, now that sort of says to you, well, yeah, I can leave my job, if that's the sort of thing you want to do. So if I was to think about the goals that I set when I was starting out, when I was earning £10,000 a year as a trainee chartered accountant, I would set myself just buying one investment property, because that was pretty much all I could afford, and that was stretching me, but to the point it wasn't impossible, but it was also not easily achievable. So that was my first initial goal. Then second, after as my salary increased, I saved up, and the second goal was to have 5 properties. And then after that, when I handed in my notice, it was to have the same salary that I was earning before, which was £1,700 a month. So these were fairly achievable targets, but not easily achievable, but also, you know, not impossible. And as you go on through life, you have to look at what your own income is and what you're capable of and what your able to achieve. So you've got to look at your circumstances now and see that, well, okay, am I being ridiculous here? And run it by your partner, your family, your friends, and say, well, look, do you think this is a crazy idea or a crazy target? And also, in a way, when you do run your sort of goals by people, and if people do say it's crazy, it can actually be quite a motivator, which moves me quite nicely onto number 2, which was what I said about motivational. Now, there's no point setting yourself a target that doesn't motivate you. So even if it is achievable and it's pushing you, it's outside that comfort zone, it has to be motivational. Now, one of the best motivators for me was to achieve my own salary that I was getting from work from property. Now, that motivated me. Because that said to me, that almost gave me leaving work a rubber stamp of approval, because it's saying, well, I can be as successful as I was before, but doing a lot less. So it was one of those things that it was motivational. It's something I wanted to achieve because it was proving something to myself. So in a way, you've got to get whatever target it is. Like future targets after that for myself was, I wanted to have 100 properties. I don't know what it was, I just liked the number. It sounded like, you sound like a play if you've got 100 properties. Now, whether that's irrational or rational, it doesn't matter, because it motivated me. I wanted 100, and like my my goal currently at the minute is by 2012 is to have 1,000 properties. Now, whether it's just a number, but to me, I don't know, maybe because I'm obsessed by numbers, but that to me is really motivational. And another one of my targets is to have a £100 million portfolio. That's, people talk about 7-figure salaries, 8-figure portfolios. This is a 9-figure portfolio, and I don't know, I just feel a bit of a play if I've got that, and so it motivates me. So set yourself a target that makes you think, yeah, this is something I really want to get. Number 3, understandable. Now, the goal that you want to achieve from property, it's got to be easily understood by yourself. Now, I could set myself a target of having a gross profit percentage of 63%. Now, that is a genuine target, but for me to actually know whether I'm achieving that target, I have to sit down on a spreadsheet to see, well, am I achieving it, am I not? So it's not easily interpretable. It's not something that just can easily sit in the back of your head and every time you're doing a deal whether you're achieving your target or not. I mean, another one of my targets was to always invest in 12% yielding properties. Now, the reason why it was 12% was that it was really easy to calculate. Not only is 12% a good return, but it was easy to calculate. If you wanted to get 12% yield on a property, all you had to do was knock off the 2 zeros of the purchase price. If you could get that rent, it was a good deal. You need to have something where the goal has got to be something that you understand. Now, if you've got a really intelligent brain and you've got a calculator type like brain, and you can quickly work out percentages, gross profit percentages, and you want to have a target of gross profit percentage, and that's fair enough. If you can understand it and you can compute it quickly, then that's cool, but it has to be